At this time, it's my great honor to call forward Detective Sergeant James Garber and Sergeant Kevin Thyne for a special presentation. Both these officers are receiving the department's highest award for valor, the Distinguished Valor Award. On the morning of December 28, 2012, at approximately 5:30 a.m., Sergeant James Garber was processing paperwork in a nearby office when he heard a struggle and calls for help from another officer in the patrol processing room. Sergeant Garber immediately ran into the room and engaged the fighting arrestee in hand-to-hand combat. Sergeant Kevin Thyne also was in an adjacent room. Sergeant Thyne also immediately ran into the room and engaged the fighting arrestee with his expandable baton. The suspect had taken another officer's sidearm from its holster and began to fire upon Sergeant Garber and Sergeant Kevin Thyne in extremely close quarters, striking Sergeant Thyne in the magazine pouch on his belt, as well as grazing him on the side of his face. Sergeant Thyne instantly transitioned from his expandable baton to his firearm and engaged the suspect in a close-range gun battle. Sergeant Thyne's courageous face-to-face engagement provided other officers valuable seconds to reach safety. Sergeant Thyne, while still being fired upon, was able to have the presence of mind to seek cover and broadcast the event over his portable radio, which alerted dispatch and other officers on duty of the events that were unfolding. Upon the conclusion of the gun battle, Sergeant Thyne was able to maintain his composure and command presence to bring the situation under control and immediately summon medical assistance for the other wounded officers. Sergeant Garber continued to fight his assailant despite now having been shot in the abdomen and grazed at close range in the legs and the head. He retreated into the adjacent traffic office and transitioned to his firearm. The suspect then went into the room after Sergeant Garber to continue his attack. Sergeant Garber engaged the suspect at close range by firing his pistol at his assailant in order to stop this violent attack. Sergeant Garber, now bleeding profusely from multiple bullet wounds, still had the wherewithal to secure the suspect's weapon and check the status of the other two officers involved. Despite being seriously injured, Sergeant Garber maintained his command and integrity of the police department at all times. His valiant acts prevented further injury to himself, his fellow officers, the on-duty dispatchers in the building, and the public at large. Sergeant Kevin Thyne and Sergeant James Garber, you are both to be commended for your valor and courageous way in which you handled this dangerous situation. You are both a credit to the Gloucester Township Police Department and to the community that you serve. Congratulations.